Thank goodness there isn't Kleenexes. Why? Because farewells just seem like a funeral. Everyone's begging their eye with their Kleenex because they're tearing up. Let's forget about this. Let's inspire you to remember all the good stuff that's happened in Arkansas the last 3 years that I've been here. I moved here, as I alluded to, 3 years ago. And my wife was pregnant with her first little boy, Thomas. And we get here, and people are throwing baby showers for us. We already had 2 or 3 back in Utah. Why do we need another 2 or 3, 4, 5, or 6 baby showers? I was like, why are people doing this? I don't even know something. Honey, Arkansas is in the south. Southern hospitality. I don't think she quite understood that at that point. So we're welcomed to some good Southern hospitality. And you guys got to know me through my speeches as I went through the Competent Communicator Manual. What I like, what I do, things like that. And even some of my medical history. I told you about a condition commonly called neurocardiogenic syncope. Well, I'm going to let you know that the saga's continued. It's a condition that you may remember causes me to faint. A little more than a year ago, I was getting tested for allergies, get the prick test on my back, and it did whatever, didn't test positive. The doctor decided to have a needle shoved in my arm, 16 of them. After the 5th one, I said to the nurse, I'm going. Yeah. Well, she got through all 16 of them before I fainted. She was a bit more nervous than I was. Well, she believed me. She listened to me. She believed me. Well, last Memorial Day is a hot day, like it is just about every year in Arkansas on Memorial Day. I decided to go out and get some work done. After all, federal employee, of course they're going to have the holidays off. So I got out and worked in the yard. Well, I really wasn't following the diet I was supposed to. I was hot and sweaty and losing the nutrients instead of getting them in. And I realized that, and I go get some water. And I faint. Well, I didn't follow the diet. Obviously, I wasn't paying attention or listening to the doctors. And then, a few months back, I go in for a colonoscopy. And the doctor's office called me up the day before and asked me some questions like they always do. I said, I won't faint. I knew they were going to put a needle in me for an IV. The next day, did all the prep work, nothing in me, really good. And I was prepared. I knew I was going to faint. They put the needle in. Hey, I'm going to faint. Well, they did. But they didn't seem to believe me. They didn't know what to do after I fainted. They didn't listen. That's one thing I like about Toastmasters. You're sitting here listening. You're being entertained. One person listened to me. The other 2 main characters in the stories that I just told them, well, they didn't seem to listen, and it didn't bode too well for them. I've told many stories throughout my time being here in Toastmasters. I talked about riding horses. I told about my church. One thing that I'd like to allude to that I've been excited about that I've been able to do is that after Katrina, our church went down to Louisiana and provided lots of service for the people, cleaning up debris, providing food and hygiene kits for them. Even as far away as Idaho, trying to make that trip in a day. But I was never here for that opportunity. Well, I was either blessed or they were cursed, depending on how you look at it, for more hurricanes to come through Louisiana. They got hit with Ike and Gustav. I had the opportunity to go back down to Louisiana and help them out. And that was one of the most humbling experiences I've had. We were assigned a small little school in a small little community down near Houma, Louisiana. And the principal explained to the community, she says, down there's the poor area, and down that way is the rich area. There's a rich area, just because they have a sugar cane field, they're rich. No one looked like they had anything. Everything was destroyed. All they had was that sugar cane. I thought to myself, boy, I must be a thousandaire. Normally we look at things as being millionaires. So for a million years we're rich. And here I am down there, on 1,000 years, and I'm a rich man. And we helped him clean up. The principal and a few teachers were there helping us side by side. And when we got that work done, or about done, it goes to other people who could help it, we could help out. I felt blessed to be able to go down there and be humbled. As I mentioned, I've told many other stories to you guys to demonstrate who I am and what I do. Talked about statistics. That's one thing I love about Toastmasters. You guys didn't give me feedback so that I know how I can tell the stories better. Maybe not in the same type of formal setting, but to my friends and colleagues, and how I can not just improve on that aspect, but also improve in other aspects. For example, Toastmasters isn't just about speaking, it's about listening, as I already mentioned. It's about leadership. I see a leadership manual out here. Someone's being evaluated on their leadership skills. I would go out and back to our jobs, and we're leaders. We're leaders in the courtroom, leaders in our actual job management, and that helps us improve. In fact, we can improve on our own pace. It's kind of like night school. I took a night class or two back when I was trying to get done with my degree a little quicker. And you had to see people in night school for all different reasons, because they couldn't get into classes any other way. They wanted to advance quicker. They were working. There's many reasons. And here we are for different people, lawyers, statisticians. We got a farmer in here. We got a coffee machine salesman. We got people who start their own companies. But we're all here to improve different skills. But most of all, we do come here to improve skills. And that's one of the things I like most about being here in Arkansas for the last 3 years. I've been surrounded by people who've been willing to help me improve my skills and inspire me. Madam Toastmaster.
Demonstrative, I mean, as you demonstrated wiping your eyes with the tissue, enthusiastic, you literally burst from behind the lectern as you started to put the positive spin on your farewell speech. It was very, very well done. But even more important than those style points was the theme that you had here. What I heard was a theme of listening and of improvement and of leadership. And you tied all that in very well with your experience with Toastmasters. But I think the main thing that came through to me as an audience member today was really a genuine love and appreciation that you have for Toastmasters and for this group. And we're very appreciative of you being up here and sharing that. It was a really enjoyable speech. I have a feeling that we're going to see you again in this room, and I hope I'm right.
Nathaniel. We have watched you grow and grow, and you have been a tremendous asset to each and every one of us. And we wish you well as you move on to you and your family, as you move on to your next job, your next adventure, your next whatever. As we look in 14 years, we will see you on television giving a Hi-Noon Toastmasters speech as Secretary of Agriculture. So we're expecting great things. And as Jeff has already said, when you were Secretary of Agriculture, we expect to see you back here as Undersecretary and Secretary, so that you can grace us with your presence. All right? All right. Thank you. Toastmasters, we have cake and drink over here. We would ask each and every one of you to come by and shake hands with Nathaniel as you sip on a Coke, a Diet Coke, or some Sprite on the way out the door. And a little bit of cake. Thank y'all.